You know that moment, right? You're standing in a bright store, holding a brand new phone box, telling yourself, this one is different. David did exactly that last year. He walked in just to look. 5 minutes later, he's swiping his card, already picturing the smoother camera, the slightly brighter screen, honestly, basically the same phone he already had. I think about stuff like this way too much. My name's William, and I spend an embarrassing amount of time obsessing over money habits, little psychological traps, and why smart people keep making decisions that quietly drain their future without ever feeling dramatic in the moment. Because here's the thing, this isn't about phones. It's about how something that feels small, harmless, even deserved, slowly reshapes your financial life. And once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. When old doesn't mean broken. David's phone wasn't broken. Screen fine, calls fine, camera still decent, but it felt tired. You felt that. It opens apps slower than it used to, new features and updates don't work on your model, the battery doesn't last the day anymore. So you tell yourself, phones only last about 2 years anyway. But that idea didn't come from nowhere. It was planted. Most modern smartphones cost between $800 and $1,300 at launch. That's laptop-level money. Yet somehow we've accepted that replacing them every 1 to 3 years is normal. One-step example. David buys a $1,000 phone every 2 years for 10 years. That's $5,000 spent on one category of gadget. Not because they shattered, because they aged out. The update that slows everything down. Here's where it gets interesting. Several years ago, Apple admitted it slowed down older iPhones through software updates to manage aging batteries. They said it was to prevent unexpected shutdowns, but users experienced it as their phones suddenly feeling sluggish. That case even led to lawsuits and settlements in multiple countries. Now, think about the experience, not the legal side. David updates his phone like usual. A week later, it feels slower. He assumes the hardware is just getting old. He doesn't think software just changed my experience. He thinks, yeah, guess it's time. You did that too. You blamed the phone's age, not the design of the ecosystem around it. And even when companies improve transparency, the pattern sticks. New software is built to shine on new hardware first. Older devices just cope. Batteries, the silent expiration date. Let's talk batteries, the least exciting, most important part of your phone. Lithium-ion batteries naturally degrade. After about 500 full charge cycles, many drop below 80% of their original capacity. That's often around 2 to 3 years of normal use. But here's the part nobody advertises loudly. Replacing a battery is way cheaper than replacing a phone. A battery replacement might cost $50 to $100, depending on the model and region. A new phone, $1,000. Example. David's battery replacement is $80. New phone, $1,000. Difference is $920 for the same daily tasks. Yet David didn't replace the battery. Why? Because it's inconvenient, because stores push upgrades harder than repairs, because opening the phone feels intimidating and not worth it. So the natural aging of a $10 component helps justify replacing a $1,000 device. That's not an accident, that's a system. Storage that magically fills up. Remember when your phone had plenty of space? Now it's constantly yelling at you about storage. Apps get bigger every year. Photos and videos jump in quality and file size. Operating systems demand more room. Suddenly, your once spacious 64-gigabyte phone feels like a closet stuffed with winter coats. David hit storage full and thought, okay, yeah, this thing's done. But notice how this works? Base storage tiers are often just low enough to become frustrating after a couple of years. The new models, they start higher for a higher price. You didn't suddenly become a data hoarder. The digital world just got heavier, and your old device didn't grow with it. So the pressure builds, not dramatic, just constant. Camera gap that's mostly marketing. Now let's be honest, cameras do improve, but not always in the way ads make you feel. David sees ads showing night photos that look like movie scenes, crisp portraits with perfect blur. He compares that to his slightly grainy low-light shots and thinks he's missing out on huge quality. But in normal daylight, photos from a 3-year-old flagship phone and a brand new one often look shockingly similar to most people. Yet marketing zooms in on edge cases, extreme zoom, pitch-dark rooms, cinematic video modes, and makes them feel like everyday necessities. So your perfectly fine camera starts feeling inadequate, not because your life changed, because the reference point did. Accessories that stop matching. This one is sneaky and kind of annoying. New phone shape, new case needed. Maybe new charger because the port changed. Maybe your old fast charger didn't support the new charging speed. Your earbuds worked, but not with all the new features. A new phone equals $1,000. New accessories, $150. Real upgrade cost, $1,150. Every design change creates a small wave of extra spending. None of it feels huge alone. Together, it stacks.
The social clock. Phones age socially faster than physically. You're in a cafe. Everyone puts their phones on the table. You notice yours looks older. Thicker bezels, fewer cameras on the back. It's subtle, but it registers. David didn't say it out loud, but part of him didn't want to feel behind, not outdated, not the guy still using that model. Companies know this. That's why launches are events, why each year is labeled like a major leap, even when changes are small. They create a calendar of obsolescence. Your phone still works, but socially it feels expired. How the cycle locks you in. Here's the full picture. Battery fades, storage fills, updates get heavier, ads highlight new features, accessories stop matching, social cues whisper, time. Individually, each reason feels valid. Together, they form a conveyor belt. David didn't plan to buy 5 phones in 10 years, he just responded to one reasonable nudge at a time. And that's how planned obsolescence really works today, not by making things break instantly, but by making them slowly feel inconvenient, outdated, and slightly annoying to keep. Just enough discomfort to make $1,000 feel justified. What happens when you push back? When David finally said, "I'm keeping this one longer," the first year felt uncomfortable. Slower performance, battery anxiety, a bit of envy when new models launched. Then something interesting happened. He replaced the battery once, deleted unused apps, stopped updating the second a new version dropped, and his phone went back to being fine. Not exciting, not trendy, just a tool. And the money he didn't spend, it stayed in his account. No drama, no announcement, just more margin in his life. Less pressure, more options. So, buying a new phone every year never felt like falling for a system. It felt like responding to a device that seemed to be aging out. Slower, fuller, slightly worse. But most of that aging wasn't random. It was design, marketing, and ecosystem choices gently guiding you toward the checkout page. You don't have to fight technology or avoid upgrades forever. Just slow the cycle down. Repair once, wait one more year, question the urgency. Because your phone doesn't need to be exciting every year.
But imagine future you for a second. A few years from now. Standing in your kitchen or your living room or wherever life takes you, slightly less stressed, a bit more financially stable, maybe with options you don't have today. That version of you will not remember what phone you used in 2026. They won't remember the screen brightness or how many camera lenses it had. They will feel the breathing room you gave them by not automatically upgrading every time a company told you it was time. So this isn't about guilt, it's about intention. It's about pausing in that store or on that checkout page and asking, is this actually worn out or just made to feel that way? You don't have to win every battle with marketing, just win a few more than you used to. Keep your phone a little longer. Let it just be a tool, not an event. Let your money stay yours a bit more often. Because the real upgrade isn't in your pocket, it's in your freedom. If this video helped you see money a little differently, hit like so more people can find it. And if you want to avoid the mistakes that keep most people stuck, subscribe. I post videos like this every week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.